Talk to me a little bit about your first season women's basketball program, making that transition from high school to college, and kind of what it's been for you.
Well, my high school career, it was more of a winning season, and it was a little different coming back here. Saginaw is a great team, but we're just having our downtime, I'll say right now. But we're able to win. We're able to win so many games. It's just we got to get that leg over the fence and start winning. And maybe this might be our last 3 games we could win. So.
Talk to me about your play of late. I mean, you've really come on of late. Scored a career high 19 points recently. Scored 17 points last night at Northwood. Talk to me about how the game is slowing down for you and it's becoming a little bit easier for you.
Well, I work off my teammates, and when everybody's working together, that makes me become a better player. And that's why I've scored my game high, because everybody's working together. I just try my best and do what I can so to help my team out.
College athletics is obviously different than that of high school. Talk about the transition in terms of trying to do time management. You know, the classes, being on your own, no one telling you what to do, then practice. Talk about that transition and how you've adjusted to it.
It's very different. I go to class from the morning, then right to practice, to weights. You don't have enough time to do anything pretty much. All you gotta do is keep focused on your schoolwork. Make sure you schedule enough time for that, because once you fall behind, it's really hard to catch up with the limited amount of time you have in classes. And then basketball is, you just need to work hard in practice and focus on that when you're at practice, and then once you're out of it, then you focus on your schoolwork.
3 games remaining. Senior night this Saturday. Talk about what your team has for goals going forward for the last 3 games and how you guys want to finish the season.
We just need to work together and we have to become focused out of the second half, because that's usually where we fall apart. Not to sound bad, but Hillsdale is a good team, so I heard, and we just need to work the ball, get open shots, and play our game that we usually do.
Big win last night, Coach.
Yeah, it feels good, especially against our big rival, and it was a game that we needed. We needed to make sure that we're ending the season strong, and just after having played them last week and feeling like we didn't, really play the best that we could, it was good to see us come back and fight yesterday.
What adjustment did you make at half? Because it was a second half comeback, 15 points,
yeah.
48 left in the game. So, that point on, I think you outscored them 37-21. What kind of adjustment did you make at half?
I think we didn't draw a whole lot up at halftime. It was more challenging them competitively to compete. I mean, I thought our offense was terrible in the first half, and we had 12 turnovers, 19 points. We only made 4 baskets. We just didn't look ready to go. We didn't play together. We were struggling. We were kind of waiting for everybody else to do it, and we came out of the gate slow in the second half there, and got down 15, and we were really at a point where we could have lost by 30, or we could have made a run at them, and we focused and decided that we were going to make a run, and I think we started to play better defense, and it kind of led to some easy baskets, and honestly, I think Hannah Bach was the game changer. I mean, she came in and really played a little physical and bodied up Stedman a little bit, and it made things difficult for her inside, which allowed us to pressure out on the perimeter and get some steals. And then we got some fast break layups, and I think Hannah had an offensive rebound put back over Stedman, and it kind of was like, okay, here we go. We can score against these guys, and we built some confidence off of that. And if she doesn't come in and play the way she did, we probably struggle the rest of that game. But we got a little momentum on our side and just fed off it, and they started to miss some shots, and things just kind of went our way there down the stretch.
Big weekend coming up in terms of a lot of events going on. Breast cancer survivor event, senior night, home finale. I mean, how do you prepare your team for all of the extracurriculars going on, and then get them focused for that game?
Well, we won't talk a whole lot about all the extra stuff. We'll focus just mainly on the game and staying prepared. And I think one of the biggest things we're learning is you have to stay consistent, and that's straight from preparation all the way through. I think all the extra stuff brings more energy into the gym, and we like when that stuff is going on, because we feel it. We feel the energy from the crowd, and we play a little bit better when that happens. So we like having that stuff going on and that stuff around. But for the most part, our focus will be 100% on Hillsdale and just taking care of business on the court.
3 games left.
Yeah.
Want to finish strong. what do we need to do to, finish strong as a team?
Yeah, I think we're kind of taking those steps. I think last night was a huge test for us mentally, and to be able to find that toughness and show that competitive spirit and show people, that we're not quitting, that we're trying to get better. I think that's kind of our outlook for these last 3 games is we need to have a good 3 games to lead us into postseason, to lead us into the summer, to lead us into next year. And these kids aren't satisfied with where we're at, and that's probably the step we needed to take, was that losing isn't okay, and the way there's a way to lose if you do lose, and that's by being as competitive as you can be and playing as hard as you can and leaving it on the line. And if you do lose, then maybe that team was just better than you that night. But we've had times this season where that hasn't been the case, where we've just kind of laid down and died. And I think in the last probably 6 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks, that hasn't been the case. That we've played as hard as we can for as long as we can, and really tried to execute. And I think we're getting better in those areas. So for the last 3 games, of course we want to win. You want to win them all, but we're looking to take steps outside of just basketball, just mentally, take some steps, getting tougher, and then just compete. We want to get better at what we do, and see if that's good enough to win these games, these last 3 down the road.